What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. How is everybody doing today? In today's video, we are going to install a new part on the beautiful 2020 MT09. Now, what is this bike missing, you might ask? Well, for me personally, I like a little windscreen, and I looked at a bunch of different Amazon ones. There's like those cheap, like metal, crappy ones. I'll put a couple pictures of those right here. It just wasn't for me. So I did a bunch of research, and Puig really makes some of the best windscreens on the market. They're really well known for their windscreens and other parts as well. So I went with quality on this one. You know, on the MT07, I'll drop a card to that video right here, but on the MT07, I just got a crappy little Amazon one. It was like 30 bucks. Spent a little bit more on this one, but excited to show you guys the Puig touring windscreen. This bike is going to go on a bit of a road trip here soon, so I wanted a little bit of wind protection. It comes off easy. It's 4 bolts, so it's not that big a deal to take it off. But I think this bike is missing a little something on the front end. I do actually prefer the smaller windscreens. I got one called the GV windscreen. I don't know exactly what it is. Pain in the ass to put on. And the brackets didn't line up quite right, so I just gave up on it. I sent it back, and then I went with the Puig windscreen. So without further ado, here is the beautiful Puig windscreen box. Let's go ahead and open her up. These are my first impressions along with yours. So we have the windscreen right here. Yes, it's a little bigger than I thought, I suppose. It is a touring windscreen, but, you know, actually, it's really not that bad. I think this will look pretty sharp on here. It's nice and clean. I like how it flows with the body lines already. So let's see here what else we got. So we got the brackets already on there. I've done a little research. I need to take these brackets off. They put it on there. I'm not sure why. Maybe for rigidity purposes. Let's see what else is in the box. So we have something here, some screws perhaps, and then some extra foam. So we'll get this out of there. And then let's open this guy. So in here, we do have some additional screws. I would guess these are for the actual bike itself. Probably replacements for these screws right here. And then we have our aerodynamics chart. So let's take a look at this thing. So on here you have the original screen, which, I mean, the hell, okay, well, I guess we're calling this a screen. Sure, why not? So basically you're getting the living hell beat out of you. You've got, you know, your entire head, upper chest, and then on this one, it's a little bit better. You've only got, you know, a little bit of your helmet, of course. Actually, it's about the same. Your face is getting the crap beat out of it, but your entire body isn't taking the weight. So your shoulder area and your helmet, you can see by the wind tunnel test here, how it kind of deflects the wind a little bit. I'm actually a fan of windscreens on naked bikes, just for the distance riding alone. You know, if it's easier on your body, I feel like, when you're not just getting pounded by the wind the entire time. So let's go ahead and get started and put this thing on. Now what we have to do is open this bad boy right here. Get our first look at the windscreen. I think I might actually throw on some gloves because I don't want to get it smudgy. Alright, cap number 4 is off. Alright, so we have bolt with a washer. We're going to have 4 of these. Also, I meant to hold the bracket, now that I'm thinking about it. Never mind, bracket fell off. Alright, so we got our 2 brackets off. Now, we just need to take our parts over here and go to the bike and throw on the brackets. Really nice brackets, way better than the GV bracket system. All right, so that's nice. Look at that, it fits nice and clean with the body lines here. Pretty dang straightforward, I'm gonna be honest. If I can still access those screws, I can. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and start putting these on nice and gently. I think that's looking pretty sharp. What do you guys think? So now, basically off camera, all I did was just tightened up these screws inside of here. I don't know if you can see them, but there's 2 on either side just for the bottom of this bracket. Now what we have to do is tighten up the 4 screws on the front of the windscreen. We're gonna do that as delicately as possible. We want it tight, but we don't want to do anything to the windscreen. This plastic will crack easily with too much pressure. So you can actually see it warp even a little bit as you tighten it. So you just want to be careful not to ever over tighten this. It does have those washers in there, but you know, once you start to feel a decent amount of pressure, you know, just hold off on tightening. That way it doesn't crack on you. So now what we have to do is the finishing touches here is just pop these little black covers over the bolts to clean it up. So there's 4 of them here. Actually, you get 4 more, and those are for those pesky inside bolts, which this is why, you know, they want you to do it when it's off, but you still have some room in here, so you can reach in here as long as you don't drop them and pop these caps on those while the screen is on. It's just a little tricky. So literally 8 screws and 2 brackets, and you have a nice new windscreen. Now take a look at that. I think that looks pretty sharp. It covers your dashboard nice. It's nice and close here. I have read some reviews that it's a little floppy up top. And as you can see, you know, it does get a little bit of wobble. When the wind's hitting on it, it might wobble more. We'll actually hop on this bike, go for a ride, give you my thoughts and feelings on this windscreen. So guys, now that we're out here, we have the beautiful Puig touring windscreen on the MT09. I like it. I think it looks pretty good. We took a little bit of a road trip, about 2 hours the other day, and I had this windscreen on. I can say it does a really good job of deflecting wind. There was about a 22-mile-an-hour crosswind that we were dealing with when we were riding the other day, and it did a really good job deflecting the wind, sort of like, I would say, at top of my helmet to a little bit over my helmet. There, I was getting some buffeting, but not too bad. Oh my God, look at this traffic, guys. So anyway, this windscreen isn't that expensive. It's about $100 for a windscreen. Yeah, you can get those cheapy little Amazon ones, but the brackets aren't great. The one criticism I do have about this windshield, you can see it happening while I'm talking, is this thing is very vibraty. The windscreen vibrates a lot. The fact that I have a camera on here definitely doesn't help the weight on the top of this to keep it from vibrating. But even without that, it does buff it and vibrate quite a bit. And there is some feedback on that on the reviews that you see. So definitely something to consider. The brackets are good, they're sturdy, it feels strong, it feels stable, which is why I mounted a brand new GoPro Hero 10 to the freaking thing. But certainly it does have some vibration, so just something to consider as you may be looking at this particular windscreen. Dog running in the road. Great. That's great. That's great. Anyway guys, as I pull over to this random side of the road in the middle of nowhere, what do I think of the Puig touring windscreen? Well, I think it looks pretty good on the bike. Obviously it does the trick in terms of deflecting the wind where you need it on longer rides. Would I recommend it? I think so. I wish the brackets back here were a little bit higher up. I think that would help with some of the stability of the windscreen. You can see how wobbly it is. Obviously the GoPro on there doesn't help, but you know, all in all, I think the windscreen does pretty good. I think it looks pretty good, and I definitely recommend it. So anyway, guys, if you like this video, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It is free, helps me out a ton, and click that bell to get notified when more videos come out. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video. Later.